From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II women's basketball coverage in tonight's East Coast Conference matchup. The College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Queens College Knights. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst, and our engineer for tonight, Andrew Rotundo, who is joining us for the McDonald's pregame show. Of course, McDonald's, our great scoreboard sponsor here at the College of Staten Island. But, Nick, this Dolphins team comes in right now in a playoff spot. They're looking to protect that playoff position with a win here tonight.
Absolutely, Joe. This is a huge night at the tank. Second to last day of this season where we have a doubleheader, women's and men's. And it is crucial here for both the Dolphins teams to win, particularly right here. We'll start off with the women. You can go over the playoff scenarios here, but they're coming off a tremendous dynamite win on Sunday up in Buffalo. Jenilis Alarcon, Joe. Game-winning shot, followed by the game-winning swat. And the Dolphins come away victorious and come back here to the tank with a little momentum.
Huge game for Alarcon last time out, especially the finish, as you mentioned. And Andrew, it's Faculty Staff Appreciation Night here at the tank. A big game atmosphere as well. The women up first, followed by the men. A lot on the line here tonight, as I already mentioned. The Dolphins looking for their first playoff berth as an NCAA Division II program.
Yeah, absolutely, Joe. And it is an exciting time to be a part of this Dolphins squad and to be a fan of this Dolphins squad, both of these squads, as they are both coming up strong. And they're going to need a couple of big wins here to end the season. They're going to have to come out strong and fast to start each and every game in order to win these games.
A lot to look forward to here tonight for a fan of CSI Dolphins basketball. A big game against the Knights this evening. And Nick, Dolphins come in on the season with a record of 8-14. They are 4-8 against the East Coast Conference. The Dolphins are clinging to the number 6 seed in the conference. So with CSI needing a win tonight to protect that playoff position, they're faced with a Knights team that defeated them earlier this year.
Yeah, so I would say, Joe, it's going to be a big rematch here right now, as earlier this season the two teams played and Queens College beat CSI 66-55. That was on January 11th. Chelsea Reeves in that game, 20 points. And for the season for Queens, she has 13 points per game, 5.9 rebounds. Cecilia Laprastosa, also a star, 13.1 points per game and 7.3 rebounds per game. Mentioned it a little bit about 2 minutes ago, but the last game against the Uville, the Dolphins won 53-52. Alarcon game-winning shot and blocked, 15 points, 10 rebounds in that game. And Dana Phelan, 30 minutes played, her season high, 10 points, 6 rebounds. Lizzie LaFaro, 10 points in that game. Ashley Lambert, the birthday girl today, happy birthday, Ashley, 9 points. For the season, the stars for the Dolphins, Alarcon, 11.4 points per game, 8.6 rebounds per game, and 2.2 steals per game. Ashley Lambert, 9.4 points per game. Lizzie LaFaro, 7 points per game. So those are the players to keep an eye on here this evening.
Something the Dolphins need to work on moving forward through the remainder of their schedule. Their shooting numbers, those have fallen quite a bit as the season has progressed, but they got the job done in the shooting department last time out, just enough to outlast DeUville University on Sunday. That was a big win for the Dolphins in their last game, a much-needed win, as Malloy still remains just one game behind CSI in the standings. The Dolphins need a win tonight to keep distance between themselves and the Lions. They did defeat the Lions earlier this year, and they have one more meeting with the Lions remaining this season. That is sure to be a big game in Rockville Center on Saturday. Andrew, as I mentioned already more than once, the Dolphins looking for a win tonight, protecting playoff position. You've gotten to look at this team quite a bit from across the way at the public address desk. What do the Dolphins need to do tonight in order to come away with this much-needed win?
Well, as I said earlier, they need to come out strong and fast with the baskets. They need to be very accurate quickly to start the game. They need to take the game over quick, as we've seen the game slip away from them in the past. So they need to be strong defensively. They need to take the lead quick, and they need to be very strong on that lead.
And with that, we will wrap up our McDonald's pregame show. Coming up on the other side of this short break, starting lineups, the national anthem, and tip-off between the College of Staten Island and Queens College. A big East Coast Conference matchup coming up next on CSI Sportsnet.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Welcome back to the Tank, everybody. Nick Dirsch, Joe Foreman, and Andrew Rotundo on the call. And we're going to go over the starting lineups right now. So first, for the Queens College Knights, we'll go numerical number 0, the guard from Bronx, New York, Brianna Davis. Number 1, the point guard from Valley Stream, New York, Farrah Pitt. Number 11, the guard from Valley Stream, New York, Raven Pitt. Watch out for the Pitt sisters in this one. Number 23, the guard from Brooklyn, New York, Chelsea Reeves. And number 35, the forward from Binghamton, New York, Kendra McPeak. The head coach is Bet Namowski. Now for the CSI Dolphins in this game, here is a starting lineup for them. Number 2 is the junior guard from Staten Island, New York, Ashley Lambert. Number 3 is the sophomore forward from Mozambique, Noemia Masinge. Number 4, the sophomore guard from Brooklyn, New York, Kaya Johnson. Number 13, the sophomore forward from Troy, New York, Jenalise Alarcon. And number 14, the sophomore guard from Marbella, New York, Lizzie LaFar. The head coach is Nicole Sarcone. And this is going to be quite the game this evening.
Starting off with an administrative technical foul because the lineup is not ready.
Okay, so we just got word from the official, Andrew, that the game is starting with free throws on a technical foul against the Dolphins. Administrative technical foul for not having the lineups ready in time. Haven't seen that one before, Joe, but right away off the bat, a free throw is made for Queens College. Administrative technical foul. So right away, before the game even starts, they're on the board with some points.
Thank you for carrying us through tip-off, Nick. I had to head across the way. We were having some audio issues over public address. Our music and our sound levels for the microphone in the gym were not quite synced properly. I had to go take care of that. But we are good to go for tip-off between the College of Staten Island and Queens College. Huge game for both teams with playoff aspirations down the stretch of the regular season.
So both of those free throws were made, Joe, so Queens starts off 2-0 lead before the clock even starts.
2-point head start for the Knights. As the Dolphins do win the tip, they possess it first. This is Ashley Lambert on the wing. Top of the arc, Noemia Masinge. Feed inside to Alarcon, who can't finish the layup.
Brianna Davis, good defense there.
Kick out to the top of the arc. That was Brianna Davis who gave it up. This is Raven Pitt. Right back to Davis. Surveying the floor was Kendra McPeak. Once again, this is Pitt back to the basket. Nearly lost it. And finds an open shooter. That's Farrah Pitt who can't connect. And the Dolphins head back the other way. LaFaro over to Johnson. She gets a screen from Masinge into the corner. Alarcon feed to the cutting Lambert, and Lambert was fouled, I believe, before the shot.
Big games here tonight in the Tank. Shout out to Holy Rosary, who had their women's or girls basketball team here for the opening lineup with the Dolphins, and they are bringing the noise right now. They got the Thunder Sticks out here. You might as well call us the Thunderdome, Andrew.
Dolphins inbounded with 20 on the shot clock. That's a drive-by McPeak. Lambert can't connect on the three. Here come the Knights. Pitt goes at Lambert and pulls it back out to the perimeter. 20 on the shot clock. Davis looks to drive, and she was fouled on the way in before a shot attempt. Couple of early fouls, one against each team.
Definitely got to keep an eye on the Pitt sisters here. Raven Pitt, who used to play.
Off the inbound, that's an easy two for Brianna Davis.
Brianna Davis, one of the best scorers on the team. But yeah, the Pitt sisters, one of them, Raven, played up the road from here, Wagner College previously. And now gets to play with her sister.
Johnson gives it up to Lambert on the wing. Alarcon screens. That pass was tipped away. Good defense on the entry pass by Pitt, but the Dolphins maintain possession. LaFaro escapes the trap, and Lambert is fouled.
A little bit of a choppy start here as both teams exchange misses on their first shots and then exchanging fouls. Dolphins still without any points on the board, almost 2 minutes in here.
4-0 Queens. LaFaro for three. Rattles out, and the rebound goes to the Knights. They head back the other way. That's Chelsea Reeves. Kick out. Pitt to Pitt on the perimeter, as Nick mentioned. Farah and Raven Pitt, both in the starting lineup for Queens. Davis goes right at Johnson, can't finish. Ball is loose. Now it's on the floor, and a jump ball is called as LaFaro and Pitt got tied up.
Good effort there by LaFaro to get in there to get the jump ball. A possession arrow favors the Knights.
Knights will inbound with 20 on the shot clock from the baseline here. Not sure what the delay is right now. It looks like the officials are communicating about something. Inbound goes to Davis. Kick out into the corner for Pitt. Results in a missed shot. Offensive board by Davis. No good on the putback. And here come the Dolphins. LaFaro was left open. Finds Masinghe. Masinghe looks to drive. She gets inside and can't finish. Rebound by McPeak.
Dolphins unable to really get up too many good shots right now, driving to the basket as Lambert fouls Raven Pitt.
Whistle and a foul along the baseline. Her first personal, the team's second. Each team with a pair of fouls. And once again, off the inbound, the Knights get up a quick shot and grab their own miss. Kick out to the perimeter. Davis with the deep two, and the Knights now lead at 6-0.
Dolphins need to do a better job underneath their own rim, getting those rebounds. I mean, every rebound seems to be going to Queens so far.
That ball knocked out of bounds. As Dana Phelan will get set to check in, replacing Noemi Masinghe. .20 on the shot clock for Johnson. Alarcon, top of the arc, finds LaFaro. LaFaro surveys the floor, looks to drive. And LaFaro gets the two to go, and the Dolphins are on the board.
Lizzie Lowe goes down low, and LaFaro lays it up and in to finally get the Dolphins on the board here.
Strong play by LaFaro.
Good move by Lizzie to get the Dolphins on the board for the first time, nearly 3.5 minutes into the game. And traveling is called underneath as Davis went down to the floor. Just over 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter. And Alarcon throws the ball into the front row.
Little miscue there, expecting somebody to be there to catch that pass. Nobody in that area at all. Dolphins need to tighten it up.
Not much flow right now, Joe, for the Dolphins in this one offensively.
Dolphins have had stretches in games throughout the year where they've just been unable to get anything going at the offensive end. And once they've broken out of those droughts, they've typically recovered. The question is, will the hole be too large to climb out of in most cases? As Phelan grabs the rebound, and the Dolphins head back the other way. Lambert pulls in that pass, finds Phelan. Thought about a three, and kicks it back out. LaFaro will look to drive. Floater off the window is good. Count it and one.
Another strong play. Sorry, Nick. Another strong play by Lizzie LaFaro. Takes that right up like the first basket she had, and she draws the foul as well.
LaFaro taking it to the hoop, absorbing the contact on that right shoulder, which was previously injured. Lays it up and in, and now's the chance to draw the Dolphins within one.
Watching this Dolphins team early in this first quarter, it looks like the plan of attack is to go at the rim. In other games, they've been very quick to put up three-pointers, and they passed up a couple of potential threes on that last trip down the floor. Queens' lead is 1. Davis for three. No good. And Phelan has another rebound. And LaFaro is whistled for the travel.
Tough break for the Dolphins as they were getting things going offensively, and they get caught up with the travel. And they got to stay strong defensively here. Now just down a point halfway through this first quarter.
Midway point, quarter number 1. That shot no good once again, this time by Reeves. And all of a sudden, the Knights have gone ice cold. Dolphins have scored the last 5. Lambert again thought about a three, instead will drive, and she is rejected by McPeak.
She was all over McPeak.
She's been on the glass and was in the right spot defensively there as she got stuffed at the offensive end. It results in a second chance, but the Knights cannot capitalize, and that will send us to our first media timeout. Our score with 4:27 to play in the first quarter, Queens College 6 and the College of Staten Island 5.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank where the Knights lead the Dolphins 6-5 through just about 5.5 minutes in this first quarter. The Knights scored the first 6. The Dolphins have scored the last 5. Andrew, what have you seen through the first 5.5 minutes plus?
Well, it's been very interesting. I mean, we saw something that I've never seen, at least, before to start this game, and that was the technical foul on the Dolphins, and Queens got 2 points from the free throw line before the time even started to click off the clock there, and that wasn't a good start for the Dolphins, but the Dolphins do have the last 5 points, all thanks to Lizzie LaFaro. She's been strong.
LaFaro has been aggressive in this first quarter, as you mentioned already. Esposito will try a three off the mark. Rebound to the Knights. Here comes Reeves. She kicks out. Pitt looked to drive and instead gave it up to Pitt. Starter's still out there for the Knights. As that shot goes down for Brianna Davis. A tough finish. And Davis will head to the line for one more.
Beautiful move there by Brianna Davis. She lays that up and in underhanded, not really facing the basket. And that's just how it's been going so far here, as Davis, Joe, has been dominating offensively.
That was a very impressive shot. Just kind of threw that up there with one hand, and it just happened to find the basket.
Brianna Davis, 9. Lizzie LaFaro, 5. That's where we stand right now. 1 score for each team to this point. We're over 6 minutes into the first quarter.
Davis, fittingly so, guarding LaFaro now.
LaFaro had her pass tipped. Phelan tracks it down. 8 to shoot. Johnson on the wing. Phelan in the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Johnson finds Esposito. She'll try a 3, and that's no good. It did not touch the rim, and that's a shot clock violation.
Good defense there by the Knights to force that shot clock violation. Esposito had to chuck up that shot to no avail, though.
Knights by 4, under 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Dump off inside, and McPeak finishes for 2 off the feed from Davis.
Going to leave Kendra Peak open under the basket. That's the wrong idea. 6'1" junior forward from Binghamton, New York is going to make that almost all time.
That was a nice little sneak pass, too, by Brianna Davis.
Alarcon looking for her first points. Finds Johnson. Phelan thought about a 3, instead drives and was rejected by Davis. That's a good job by Davis there, not to foul on that play. Was in a tough spot defensively and got all ball on that rejection.
Strong defense for sure, following the ball and only making contact with it.
6 to shoot. Phelan for 3. No good. And the rebound goes to the Knights once again. 1 and done for the Dolphins as Queens turns the ball over. Esposito up the floor will attack, and she finishes with the left.
Good defense by Basinge leads to an easy layup by Esposito on the other end.
Queens leads it 11-7. Pass into the corner and back up top. Knights stuck on the perimeter. This is McPeak, double teamed and kicks out. Pitt got tied up, and she traveled.
Good defense there by the Dolphins to force the Knights into a travel, and McPeak unable to dribble that properly, so Dolphins here looking to make this a 1-possession game.
Under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. LaFaro for Johnson. 15 on the shot clock now. Esposito crosses over, nearly had it poked away. Phelan for Masinge with 8 to shoot now. Esposito mid-range shot, and she gets the roll.
Quick pass, quick shot, right in. Great play by the Dolphins all around there.
Well, Joe, you and I have called the majority of Esposito's home games in her career together, and the thing about her is she's very streaky. If she gets going here, it could be bad news for the Dolphins.
You're right about that,
Good
Nick.
news for the Dolphins, bad news for the Knights. The crowd's getting to me here. They're very loud tonight.
We have a nice crowd early in this game, and typically the crowd grows as we approach halftime. So, very nice set of spectators on
know
hand
you're
early.
spotting up a big stack of pretzels, hot pretzels here at the snack stand tonight, expecting a large crowd for both games.
And we promise there is a crowd gathered behind us. You can't see the spectators on your screens as Esposito buries a go-ahead triple.
G-Money cashing in right now. I just mentioned streaky shooter, but she is lighting up right now, getting real hot as she knocks down that triple right there.
As I was saying when you corrected yourself before, Esposito is not the player the Knights want to see heat up from the field as a double dribble is called. Once again, it is Dolphins ball, and momentum is beginning to swing in the favor of CSI.
So right now, Joe, Esposito, 7 points, LaFaro, 5 points. That duo, by the way, is the reigning, defending, undisputed ECC Cornhole champions, believe it or not. They won the Cornhole Intramural Championship across all of ECC last year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. That's some good information.
That's
I
pretty
did not
cool.
know that.
That's really cool.
Sal needs to provide me with some of these nuggets of information.
I happened to be checking the intramural board, and I saw them with the picture of them with their championship trophy.
Very nice. Shot clock is turned off. Inside of 10 seconds to play in the opening quarter. Open shot in the corner is good. That's Chelsea Reeves, and that will do it for the first quarter. Our score after one, Queens College 13, the College of Staten Island 12. We'll be right back with the second quarter here on CSI Sportsnet.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
And we're back from the College of Staten Island, where the Dolphins trail by one after the first quarter. This is a critical conference matchup down the stretch of the season for both teams. And that pass was not tipped. It will be Knights basketball as the Dolphins quickly turn it over.
Very unfortunate. That was a wild pass by Kaya Johnson there. Nobody in particular there to receive it, and Queens get the ball.
Knights have it on the outside. That's Reeves stopping, and her jump shot is short. She gets her own miss after a couple of tips and can't finish the putback. Davis tries again. She can't connect, and the Dolphins have the rebound. Lambert for Esposito. Left-handed layup, no good, and rebounded by Raven Pitt. Pitt gets tied up, and jump ball is the call. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the Knights have not made a substitution in this game. Taking a look at their bench, it looks like they only have 7 players dressed. Maybe 8. Can't tell if that's a leg sleeve or a walking boot on one of their players over there at the bench.
That's a walking boot.
That's what I thought, but it might not be. It might be a calf sleeve. It's definitely extending down into the sneaker, that's for sure. 8 on the shot clock here. Pitt has it on the outside, wants a screen, doesn't get it, drives into a double team and throws up an air ball.
Dolphins are playing really well defensively here this evening, and they're not making too many mistakes. If the shots start falling here, Dolphins could go on quite a run offensively.
More often than not, defense has not been the issue for the Dolphins. It's been scoring. Their point differential is very close as Esposito buries another 3, and Nick, you said it, she's really beginning to heat up.
Fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee. It's Gia Esposito for 3. She is on fire right now.
Nothing but net, too, Joe.
Esposito, 2 of 4 from downtown, 4 of 7 from the field, and the Dolphins have another stop. But CSI throws it away, and that's a turnover you hate to see if you're the Dolphins. Esposito already has 10. She was the intended recipient on that pass. Just over 8 minutes to play in the second quarter. The Knights still have not made a substitution in this game. Driving from the corner is Davis, and she can't get the bank shot to go. Once again, rebounds her own miss and finds an open player on the baseline. That was Reeves who brought it in. Reeves thought about shooting and was fouled. Will they rule that foul in the act of shooting? Looks like the answer is no. Lizzie LaFaro back in for the Dolphins.
It's really impressive, Joe, that the Dolphins right now, all 15 of their points coming from only 2 scorers, especially when you consider the fact that Lambert's second on the team in scoring and Alarcon is first on the team in scoring. Those two kept off the scoreboard so far.
Khadijah Demery into the game for the Knights, as that shot was no good by Pitt, no good on the follow, and good on the third try.
The first you don't succeed, try again. So third time's the charm there for the Knights.
LaFaro. This is LaFaro on the drive. And she nearly threw it away. She did. Stolen by Reeves. In transition, we have a foul, as that was Raven Pitt on that shot attempt. And Pitt will head to the line for 2.
And we saw it earlier in the game. Right as the game was starting, Dolphins giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. You can't give that many offensive rebounds, especially only up 2 points in the game. You got to bring that ball down. You got to get it out of your own end.
Now we're going to have a timeout here. I think the Knights called timeout. I'm not sure if it was immediate timeout or not, though. So, Andrew, here as we go through the last 7 minutes of this quarter, it's a tie game here. What do you think either team needs to do to really kind of get the advantage here going into halftime?
Well, the Dolphins, like I've said a few times, Dolphins need to do a lot better underneath their own basket. They need to start bringing in the rebounds. They need to start breaking out better their own end of the court. As far as Queens, just the opposite. They need to start shooting better. They've been shooting from everywhere and just not hitting. Despite this tie game, it just seems like Queens not making the smartest of shots.
Yeah, Queens here right in it, obviously 15-15 for the Dolphins. Scoring-wise, Joe, LaFaro 5 points to start things off. Esposito 10 points since then, 15-15, 7-12 left in the first half.
Well, you know the Dolphins love to see Gia Esposito beginning to find her stroke from beyond the arc. It's been an uncharacteristic shooting season for her. Not quite the shooting numbers we saw from her last year. Not quite the scoring either, as she's averaging below 7 points per game, shooting just 26% from beyond the arc, 33% from the field. She's off to a very nice start in this game, and that's big for this Dolphins offense. As I mentioned, they've gone through quite a few extended scoring droughts in games this season, and Esposito, the last couple of games, 11 points, 7 points, already 10, as you mentioned, off to a nice start. The Dolphins hope to see that continue.
Yeah, 10 points off the bench. Coach Sarcone has to be very happy with that.
That's something else of note with this women's basketball team for the Dolphins. They've been tinkering with a lot of different combinations in the starting lineup. All season long, we've seen the Dolphins going with different groups out there, and Nicole Sarcone trying to find that right unit heading into the playoffs. The Dolphins still have to protect that 6th seed, but right now they control their own destiny. They can't ask for much more than that. 7 minutes to play in the first half. The Dolphins trail by 2. This is Esposito over to Alarcon. Alarcon surveys the floor. Met by McPeak. She finds LaFaro, and LaFaro's jump shot will go.
All right, now LaFaro scores. Let's see if LaFaro starts a scoring streak now. We haven't had 2 players, going back-to-back here. It's been the same players scoring over and over again right now in this game for both teams.
LaFaro gets the lucky roll, too. That ball was bouncing up there for a while.
That shot won't go. Rebound by Johnson. We had an announcement during that last play. I was trying to make out what that was.
Well,
as Lambert can't connect from beyond the arc, her shot rattles out.
I think there was some flash photography going on, and it was said
they need to wait until play stops to make that announcement. Jump shot by Demery is good, and the Knights are back in front by 2.
No one really is being able to break away right now, and we say it every game, Joe. Last 5 minutes here going into half could be a big swing either way for each team.
This is LaFaro in the corner. Back up top to Alarcon. She'll try a three. And she does not get the bounce. Rebound goes to Pitt. Here come the Knights. Pitt finds Reeves and gets it right back. 20 on the shot clock. Jab step by Reeves. She gives it up to McPeak. This is Davis. Davis goes at Esposito. Can't finish. That was a tough shot. Ball loose. And the Dolphins have it. Outlet to Johnson. And Johnson lays it up and in for two.
Everybody just batting away at that ball on the Dolphins' end. And a lucky bounce comes to the Dolphins, and a wide open Kaya Johnson at the other end lays it up and in for an easy two. Ties this game up at 19 all. 5:09 to go in the half.
We had a whistle after that layup. Not sure why.
Yeah, I thought we were going into an immediate timeout, but
We're not there yet.
I don't know. That's the only thing I thought it could have been. There was no foul, I don't think, on the play.
Just over 5 minutes to play, second quarter. On the drive, that was Reeves, and again, the Knights can't get the shot to go on the inside. They've really struggled in the paint. Lambert, pull up. No good. Phelan with the rebound, can't finish. She gets it back, tries again, and is fouled.
Great persistence by Phelan underneath the basket. Just kept throwing it up there until she drew the foul, and that's the least she could do.
Taking a look at the two teams shooting combined right now. 15 of 50. The Knights, 7 of 28, and even 25%. They've only attempted 1 3. Dolphins, 2 of 9 from beyond the arc, 8 of 22 from the field. That free throw missed by Phelan, the first miss from the line for either team.
Going to have a substitution here for the Knights. So Pitt comes back in the game here, and Davis will take a breather.
As I said before, it looks like just 7 players dressed for Queens in this game. That puts them in a tough spot. Feed inside, McPeak with the left. Can't get the hook shot to go down. .420 on the clock, first half here from the tank. More specifically, second quarter in this women's game, as that's poked out of bounds. Dolphins lead by a single point here, as both teams have struggled offensively. Big advantage for the Knights on the glass. It really hasn't helped them much. As we have an illegal screen called, and we're heading back the other way.
Right now, Joe, the administrative foul to start the game is playing dividends because the Dolphins could have had a 3-point lead.
Nobody's been really able to pull away so far in this game. It's still just a 1-point lead for the Dolphins. 4 minutes left here in this first half.
Feed inside to McPeak, and she double dribbled. A lot of early turnovers in this game as well. That last one makes it 14 combined for the two teams. 7 on each side. 3:45 remaining first half. Lambert gets a screen from Johnson. She swings it over to Amaya Jenkins, who just checked in. And Jenkins can't get the layup to go in heavy traffic, but Johnson snatches the rebound away. LaFaro on the drive, finds Jenkins, and she lays it in for 2.
Tremendous ball movement there by the Dolphins, and great core vision there by LaFaro. Many people thought she'd perhaps take the shot. One extra pass, finds Jenkins wide open underneath the glass, who lays it up and in.
That all started with a big play by Kaya Johnson, taking that ball right away.
Those are the hustle plays you know this CSI coaching staff loves to see. As Lambert was able to tie up Demery, jump ball is called. It will be Dolphins basketball. Brianna Davis back into the game. A very short breather for her on the Knights bench. 3 minutes to play in the second quarter. The Dolphins' lead is 3. Phelan looking for somewhere to go with it, finds LaFaro. Screen by Johnson. LaFaro looks to drive, spins back inside. Phelan swings. Lambert for 3. No good, off back iron, and rebounded by the Knights. Here comes Pitt to the basket, and she is fouled by Kaya Johnson. Here's a second look at that last play around the rim. For the Dolphins, that's their 4th team foul. It will send Farrah Pitt to the line. That looked pretty clean.
Yeah, I didn't see much contact there, Andrew.
Yeah, pretty questionable. I don't know.
Andrew and I exchanged a look on that one. I'll tell you, the aspiring officials over my left shoulder certainly didn't agree, which is what prompted the replay. So
Well, the aspiring
don't look at
official
us.
said, good block to Kaya.
When in doubt, don't look at us.
When the crowd really doesn't like a call, typically that's when I look at it. My opinion doesn't matter. I'm impartial.
Well, Joe, do you buy into ball don't lie? Because 2 missed free throws there.
I'm going to plead the 5th on that one.
I thought you were a big Rasheed Wallace fan.
We don't need to get a second administrative technical. Dolphins maintain their 3-point lead after the 2 missed free throws. And you can see right there, Reeves denying Esposito the ball now on the perimeter. Dolphins do get it to Gia here. And she finds the cutting Lambert, who draws a foul. Now, there may have been some body contact there, but once again, looked like the ball was trapped.
Yeah. Well, first off, a tremendous feed there by Esposito. The no-look over the head to Lambert. It did look clean, though, but Lambert going to the line here, drawing the foul.
Well, you have to remember, too, that even if there's all ball, there could have been body contact down low. And once again, that was awfully close.
Dolphins now with their biggest lead of the game.
Well, if you believe the ball, that was the right call. There's a Durstism for you. As we have a whistle that stops play. And it looks like they're going to adjust the shot clock. Stephanie takes care of that. Just over 2 minutes to play first half. And I think the Dolphins got a piece of that one on the attempt by Pitt.
Absolutely, was a block.
CSI has been tremendous defending around the rim.
LaFaro used her head literally on that play to block the ball and to take that ball away.
Good heads-up play, Andrew.
Pun fully intended. As we have a foul before the shot. That will be the 3rd team foul against the Knights. Dolphins will inbound from the baseline as they put 20 up on the shot clock. And that pass is stolen. Dolphins threw it right to Pitt. Davis takes it straight to the basket and finishes.
Farrah Pitt was ready to steal that inbound away.
They threw it right to her. This is Jenkins. Defended well by Reeves. Esposito. Pull up 3. No good. And Phelan has another rebound. LaFaro for 3. No good. And Jenkins has the rebound.
Jenkins coming up big on the glass there.
How about this effort on the boards by the Dolphins? They've been out-rebounded, but they've done a great job on the offensive glass as LaFaro's floater is no good. We're inside of a minute to play. 3-point game. Pitt surveys the floor and swings it to Davis. Davis attacks, drops it off, and McPeak had it stripped away.
No Alarcon down low right now for the Dolphins, but no problem for the Dolphins defensively.
Good active hands on the inside. Dolphins had a chance to go 2 for 1, but elect to run their half-court offense. They take their time here. Jenkins in the corner. 10 to shoot. Esposito directing traffic. She'll try another 3. Way off. Collision underneath. And jump ball is the call. Possession will stay with the Knights. And the Dolphins will send Brianna Moore into the game.
Dolphins have been so aggressive in their offensive end of the court and the defensive end of the court as well. As the last few minutes, it seems Queens can't get anything towards the net.
It's been a physical half. A lot of physical play around the rim. That shot would have counted, but it is no good by Davis, and that will send us to halftime. Our score at the break, CSI 24, Queens 21. We'll step aside for just a minute. When Nick comes back from break, he'll be joined on the court by CSI women's basketball head coach Nicole Sarcone for the TLC Physical Therapy halftime report.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
All right, we are back here for the halftime report presented by TLC Physical Therapy with women's head coach Nicole Sarcone. Coach, tremendous ferocity defensively from your team in the first half. How did you like that effort?
No, I like our defensive effort a lot, but we got to board the basketball to end the possession. They're killing us on the boards right now. It's 25-17, and just even their guards are going hard on the board. So we talked about we have to box, we have to end the possession and get out of it.
First half, the majority of the scoring done by 2 players. Lizzie LaFara, who had the 5 points to start. Gia Esposito off the bench with 10 points and then adds more after. How do you like the effort out of those 2 in the first half?
Yeah, no, Liz is giving us life right now on offense. She's taking good shots too, and Gia, mostly good shots in that half. We have to get more touches for Jen. You know, for her to take 3 shots in a half is not great, and we're relying on the 3 right now, which we're not shooting very well. So we got to get some more inside touches.
All right, Coach, thank you for your time. Best of luck in the second half. Let's get to it right now for the halftime report. When we come back, the second half of action as we go to the halftime. Dolphins ahead, 24-21.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
I just made it back in time from our Faculty Staff Appreciation Night ceremony. I had to head across the way. And
just in the May of time, Joe, for the second half.
Just in time to see Jenelise Alarcon lay one in for 2.
Talked to Coach Nicole Sarcone at halftime. She said we got to get Alarcon going here. Only taking 3 shots. Not good enough for first points of the game here coming in the second half.
Well, I missed that conversation, but our viewers at home got a chance to see it. You may have caught me sprinting across the gym in the background.
They definitely did.
They did. Okay. LaFaro from the outside, and she knocks that shot down.
Dolphins have been perfect to start the second half. 2 shots, 2 makes. Great start.
LaFaro knocking it down. No problem for her.
Deep 2 for LaFaro. Dolphins with the first 4 points of this third quarter. Looking for somewhere to go on the outside, but Pitt finally finds Davis. On the drive, that's Reeves, and she draws the foul.
Went down hard there. Dolphins now, they went into the half with the biggest lead of the game, and now just continuing to extend that here to start things off after the Alarcon basket. And again, talking to Coach Sarcone at halftime, she said she liked the way Lizzie's been carrying them, Esposito's shooting, but she said, we got to start making some threes here. And as you went over the stats earlier, Joe, before half about the shooting, neither team really is shooting that well particularly. And she did mention how the Dolphins are getting crushed on the glass right now. Wants to see them rebound better here in the second half.
You'd never know the Dolphins were getting dominated on the glass in this game, and I think a big reason why is that second chance points are very close. The Knights haven't been able to turn those second chances into scores. Just 4 second chance points despite 10 offensive rebounds. The Dolphins' defense around the basket has been phenomenal in this game. Their shooting has been just good enough, around 35.5%, but the Knights are all the way down at 23.5%. They have attempted just 1 3-pointer to CSI's 13. You don't often see a game like this. I can't remember the last game I called where either team attempted 1 3-pointer through the first half of play. And they rule Alarcon got that shot off. It doesn't matter as the Knights snatch away the rebound. Reeves to the rim. No whistle. And the Dolphins come away with the miss. Outlet pass to Alarcon. She had to wait for it. Kick out. LaFaro now in the corner, looks to drive. Lost it. This is Lambert driving the other baseline. Double team. She finds Alarcon. Masinge with 10 to shoot will try the deep 2, and she buries it.
You don't see Masinge pull up from that range too often, but she took the shot there with no fear, and it was nothing but net.
Masinge, not a player who looks for jump shots, but when she's given space, she doesn't hesitate. Dolphins in front by 8 here, as that was poked away by Lambert. Reeves got it to Davis, who lost it. And that was knocked out of bounds off of Alarcon.
Alarcon can't believe it, but the officials are not coming over for a second look, so this call will stand.
Nonetheless, persistent defense still from the Dolphins.
There's a nice finish there, off the spin by Kendra McPeak. Those easy baskets around the rim have been few and far between for the Knights, and McPeak made that finish look very easy. Knights will certainly look for more of that, as Masinge is rejected by Davis. How about the defense from Brianna Davis in this game? Blocking shots without fouling in some tough spots defensively, as she can't finish that layup.
She's got an eye for where to bat that ball and where not to put her hands, and just very smart defensively.
And that's a foul on the perimeter against McPeak. I mentioned the short rotation tonight for Queens. Fortunately for them, they're not in much foul trouble, though.
It's not often.
Officially, McPeak picks up her first. Couple of players with 2.
It's not often, Joe, that we see an opponent of CSI with a shorter bench than they have.
That's a good point, Nick. The Dolphins have had to play with a rotation of 8 players for most of the year.
So far tonight, only 7 players have gotten in the game. Brianna Moore was going to check in at the end of the first half, but did not get in as the clock expired.
There are 8 Dolphins available tonight. Or is that 9? I think 9, if I'm not mistaken. 9 Dolphins available tonight. They've had 8 for quite a few games. And in the past, we've seen them play with as few as 7. Dolphins leading by 6 here with 6:42 remaining in this third quarter. We mentioned the shooting struggles for the 2 teams in the first half, and for the Knights, not much has changed. They're still shooting sub 25%. They've taken 9 free throws in the game, hit 6 of those. They're winning the rebound battle 27-21. But for the Dolphins, points in the paint have been big in this game. Only a couple of threes. 12 points in the paint for both sides. The Dolphins typically don't score much around the rim. Do a lot of scoring from the outside.
It's been a very small ball, pass, shoot type of game.
CSI's games this year typically haven't been very high scoring either. This game heading in a bit of a different direction perhaps, but we'll see. Dolphins have picked it up here in this third quarter. And that's turned over by CSI, but Pitt stepped on the sideline.
A lucky break there. Turnover into a quick turnover. And the Dolphins will get the ball back.
Dolphins are ready with 6 points in the quarter. 3.5 minutes in. About a third of the way. 3 of 5 from the field. This is Jenkins. Over to Phelan. Phelan draws a foul. That's just the second team foul on Queens. Team's second of the third period. Jenkins for Lambert on the left wing. And Lambert threw it away. And Pitt is taken down by Lambert. Now,
incidental contact there.
Clear path foul could be the call here.
Well, the feet made contact and it went for a trip, but it looks like it's going to be inbounded under the basket.
We'll take a look at that one again at the next stoppage. I thought they might get together and call that a clear path foul, but Lambert may have been shoulder to shoulder with Pitt, and that would negate the clear path. Pitt doubled, and she traveled. But here's a look at that last fast break. Watching that back, I think that's a clear path foul. Even if it's incidental tripping, Lambert was clearly behind the play. I thought they might get her for the clear path initially. Dolphins catch a break there. No points on that possession for the Knights. This is Masinge, and she is tripped up on the inside. Will that send her to the line? And the officials will say no.
A couple of hard falls these last few minutes on both ends of the court.
Masinge almost went down again right there. She got her feet tangled with LaFaro along the baseline. Masinge wants it in the post. She was defended by Davis. 8 to shoot here for Jenkins. Big crossover. And Jenkins had it poked away, but was fouled by Davis. That was a good defensive play by McPeak there. Thank you to head coach of men's basketball, TJ Tibbs, from the outside. There are no clear path fouls in college. I did not know that.
Well, we appreciate the men's basketball coach tuning in and watching our magnificent broadcast. His team coming up in a little bit, playing on the same court right here.
And Phelan went down hard. Alarcon is pinned to the floor. And the whistle blows. Looked like Phelan may have taken a shot to the face as well.
She's going to come out. Wanted to stay in, but she's got to get checked here.
She went down hard after being hit in the face.
Got to make sure there's no... Well, I was going to meet a timeout here. Got to make sure there's no concussion here, so... She'll be carefully examined here during this media timeout.
Hopefully the Dolphins freshman is okay, as we will head to a media timeout inside of 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Our score, Staten Island 30 and Queens 24.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we are back from the tank, where the Dolphins have a 6-point lead, have led by as many as 8 in this game. Dana Phelan being checked out at the trainer's table right now after taking a shot to the head. Then went down hard. Fortunately, was able to break her fall. Gia Esposito into the game, replacing her. Open shot in the corner is good by Davis, and it's back to a 4-point Dolphin lead.
Davis has been able to score all of her points here when her team needs it the most, as LaFaro goes to the basket and lays it up and in.
Dolphins offense has really come alive in this third quarter, though CSI still has just 8 points in the period. Things have been a bit more effortless, I think is a better way to describe it. Gotten some more easy looks. As we have a foul called underneath. That'll be the third team foul against CSI. Davis thought about it. Finds Pitt. And Pitt can't connect. Jenkins looking to push here. We'll slow things down now and get set. 20 to shoot. Jenkins uses the Masinghe screen and swings it over to Alarcon. Esposito defended by Reeves. 8 on the shot clock. Esposito looks to drive. Pull-up jumper, no good. And Gia grabs her own miss and draws a foul.
Good effort there to take it to the rim. Even better effort there to get her own rebound. And Esposito will go to the line here now. Queens with their 5th foul.
That will send Esposito to the line. 15th foul against the Knights right there. And Esposito's first free throw is good. First points of the half for Gia. Both Esposito and LaFaro have 11. Now 12 for Esposito. No other Dolphin has more than 2 points. Reeves inside for McPeak. Size advantage over Jenkins. Can't capitalize. Here comes Jenkins back the other way. LaFaro looks to drive. Floater. Short. Rebound by McPeak. Pitt heads back the other way. Her team trailing by 8. McPeak hands off. Reeves open. And the mid-range shot rattles out.
And Queens can't seem to hit from anywhere these last few minutes.
Esposito buries another 3. Gia Esposito now 3 of 7 from downtown, and the Dolphins lead by a game-high 11 points.
Mamma mia, it's Gia, 14 points now, and she is leading the team right now in scoring with 15 points actually.
Turnaround jumper blocked by Alarcon. Shades of how Sunday's game ended against the Saints.
If you didn't see that, make sure you go to @CSI_WBB on Instagram. And you'll see that crazy ending to that game up in Buffalo.
You can also check it out on our CSI Dolphins Twitter and Facebook pages @CSI Dolphins, as that bank shot is good by Pitt. And that brings the Knights back to within single digits.
Much needed basket for the Knights there.
Esposito surveys the floor. Now Masinghe inside for Alarcon. She's doubled and can't finish with the left hand.
Tough attempt there. Almost went in.
Pitt, floater, rolls in, and just like that, it's back to a 7-point CSI lead.
Pitt taking it to the basket. Nobody around her. Stops and drops the shot.
Jenkins with 16 on the shot clock. Gets a screen. Loses her dribble and finds LaFaro. And that's an offensive foul against LaFaro. That's the fourth on the Dolphins.
Tough break as the Dolphins were once again finding ways to move that ball around quickly around that Queens defense.
Dolphins bench did not like that call. 1 minute to play in the third quarter. The Dolphins lead by 7. Demery, lefty layup is good, and it's now a 5-point game.
Queens is closing this quarter very strong.
That ball was kicked. Dolphins will inbound from the sideline.
Two CUNY rivals playing big ECC basketball here. Both teams desperately needing this win.
Right now, both teams are in. But the team that loses will have the Lions breathing down their neck. Big game for both teams. Dolphins led by as many as 11 just a couple of minutes ago. Now lead by 5. And CSI turns it over. Here comes McPeak. And her layup is good. It's a 3-point game.
The Dolphins need to start being careful here as those turnovers are starting to cost them, and they need a basket quick. Now just up 3 with 15 seconds left in this third quarter.
Esposito crosses over. Loses her dribble. Lambert in the corner. Gives it back to Esposito. She tries a 3. No good. Rebound by Demery. 3 seconds remaining in the quarter, and the Knights will not attempt a shot, as that will do it for quarter number 3. The Knights end the period on an 8-0 run. They trailed by as many as 11. Our score heading to the fourth, Staten Island 37, Queens 34. When we come back, the final period in this NCAA Division II women's basketball matchup here on CSI Sportsnet.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do, be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island for the start of the fourth quarter in this battle of CUNY schools in an East Coast Conference matchup. Dolphins lead the Knights 37-34. Knights increased their shooting just a bit in that third quarter, up above 30% now. As I mentioned, the Dolphins led by as many as 11. That lead trimmed down to 3. 10 minutes to play in a huge game for both sides. This is Lambert on the wing. And a foul is called against the Dolphins. Now, I'm not sure if that was a foul or a 3 seconds. It's going to be a foul.
Interesting.
One against Kaya Johnson.
Johnson can't believe it, and for Kaya, that's number 4.
Definitely don't want to lose Kaya, who is leading the team in assists this season.
Fake by Reeves, kicks out. This is Pitt. Pitt looking for somewhere to go. 8 to shoot now. Reeves again will look to drive. Got tied up, got the shot off, and can't finish. Esposito up ahead. Lambert back out for Johnson, and the Dolphins will slow things down. Johnson gets a screen from Alarcon, swings it. Masinge for three, short. Rebound tipped by Alarcon and taken in by Reeves. Here comes Reeves, right at Lambert, kicks out. Open jumper there by Pitt, no good, and rebounded by Johnson. Johnson for Masinge, out to Lambert for three. No good, off back iron. Rebounded again by Pitt. We head back the other way. Pitt to the basket, can't finish. And Masinge has the rebound. Full court pass to Alarcon. She floats one up, and that's good.
Alarcon there in the paint makes the big score. Alarcon, she had an incredible game ender in Buffalo over the weekend. Monday morning, she was here in the gym by herself, working out, getting better after getting back to the campus at 2:30 in the morning. And then last week, I saw her in the gym with her fellow ECC Rookie of the Year, Messiah Mallory, both of them working on their post games together. And you could see it paying off there as we head into the media timeout.
Dedication personified, Jenelise Alarcon. Nicole Sarcone calling timeout there, perhaps to give her team a breather. We'll take a breather for 30 seconds. We'll be right back from the tank.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And we are back from the tank. Dolphins' lead is 5 points. During the timeout, we took a look over toward the trainer's table. It does not appear as if Dana Phelan is going to come back in the game. Dolphins down a player.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to mess around with head injuries.
Dolphins have played 8 in this game. They're now down to 8 available players. Brianna Moore yet to check in. CSI does come up with a steal right there. 8 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. 20 to shoot.
That was a big steal by Kaya Johnson.
Johnson gives it up to Alarcon, who swings to Lambert. 10 on the shot clock. Lambert inside. Alarcon one-on-one in the post. Good spin, and she draws a foul.
So, Joe, here now, going towards the end of the game, what do? Do you continue to ride the hot hands of Esposito and LaFaro, or do you want to feed your best player, Alarcon, and let her take you to victory?
I think you take advantage of the extra attention that Esposito and LaFaro have commanded in this game. We saw it before. They were denying Esposito the ball on the perimeter. They wouldn't let Kaya Johnson pass. They wouldn't let Lambert pass to Esposito. If they're going to pay that kind of attention, you get the ball in Gia's hands, you then look to feed it inside. And if they give Gia the space, of course, she can look to shoot. But I think the extra attention commanded by your shooters plays into the favor of a player like Alarcon on the post.
Alarcon now with all of her points here in the second half.
And we've seen it throughout the season. When the Dolphins need a basket late in the game, they go into the pick and roll set, setting up Alarcon on the roll. That shot rattles out. Offensive rebound by Reeves. Wild shot is an air ball, but again it's rebounded by McPeak. Shot clock does not reset on that air ball. McPeak off the entry pass in heavy traffic, can't finish. And it's knocked toward the sideline by the Dolphins. Tracked down with 3 to shoot. Fake by Pitt, and her 3 off back iron, no good. Rebound goes to Alarcon.
What a sequence there. Crazy stuff, but Alarcon comes away with the rebound like she often does.
Esposito has it in the corner. They're denying Alarcon the ball in the post here, wisely so. Lambert is rejected on the floater. Alarcon has it, and her hook shot is no good. Masinge was open there on the opposite side of the block. Six and a half to play, fourth quarter. This is Demery swinging it. Davis for 3. And that's a big shot by Brianna Davis.
All game long, Brianna Davis has been there for the Knights for those big shots, leading her team in scoring here this evening.
That's big. You alluded to it before, Joe. This is just their third three-point attempt of the game and just their first make of the entire game from outside.
That's remarkable. One made three, and this is a 4-point game. We do not cover games like that too often. Credit to the Knights for getting it done without the three-pointer. Dolphins haven't had much in the way of three-pointers either, 3 of 18. Mentioned during the pregame, CSI shooting numbers have dipped since the early portion of the season, but they were up above 40%. With 2 on the shot clock, Lambert can't connect, but Esposito has the offensive rebound. Alarcon, lefty hook is good off the window, and one.
Let's get that queued up here. We're going to get another look at that tremendous sequence. Esposito rushing to the basket to get the offensive rebound, as you will see here. And then once she gets that rebound off the Lambert miss, she feeds it to Alarcon. Does her signature spinneroonie left-handed hook move, lays it up and in, and now a chance to add on one more here from the free throw line.
Alarcon always impresses with her dexterity, can go up with the left or the right on both sides of the rim. Dolphins back in front by 7. Those are 3 big points that last trip down the floor. Davis crosses over, feeds McPeak, and McPeak travels. The official certainly got that one right. Looked like she was halfway between shooting and passing there.
Dolphins fired up to force that turnover. 5:25 remaining, up 44-37.
Dolphins defense in this game has been impressive. LaFaro got right by Reeves and gets the floater to go.
LaFaro leaves Reeves on the floor and lays it up and in strong with the right hand. Big basket there for LaFaro, as you see it there on your screen on the replay.
You get a second look at it right there as LaFaro once again goes to that floater. That's a shot she is very adept with, and that make puts the Dolphins ahead by 9 with just over 5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. The timeout on the floor was just a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here. Andrew, the Dolphins have jumped out to a 9-point lead once again in this fourth quarter. They led by as many as 11 in the third. That was trimmed down to 3. What have you liked that you've seen from the Dolphins here in quarter number 4?
Well, that last play, of course, that Lizzie LaFaro just barreling through the defense and just putting it in. And Dolphins really doing what they need to do to get to that basket and getting the points that they need.
And during the pregame, Nick, you highlighted Jenelise Alarcon. How about her performance down the stretch again in this game? When the Dolphins need a big basket, they know who to give it to on the inside, and she's created her own chances off the offensive glass as well.
Yeah, the starter, LaFaro, the middle reliever, Esposito, and now Alarcon's in for the save, looking to close it out.
Alarcon on the verge of a double-double. She has 9 points and 11 rebounds in 28 minutes.
Status quo, Joe. Every time she takes the court, she's got a chance for a double-double.
Typically, if she misses it, it's in the points column and not the rebound column. Dolphins do commit a foul down at this end of the floor.
You'll be working on the record books this offseason, but Alarcon's going to continue to creep over her 4 years towards the top of the rebound leader category, I believe.
We had a week without any events over the last, I believe it was 7 days, maybe a little more. And I got the chance to work on the soccer record books and complete those. I have a newfound appreciation for the work Dave Pizzuto put into those record books. That was a lot of work to compile those records.
Excellent job by Dave. Of course, it was great to see him out here on the court earlier on, and you did that great job with that great speech for Employee Appreciation Night, and we, of course, appreciate Dave.
And Lambert buries a 3 from the top of the arc. The Dolphins are now back in front by double digits.
Happy birthday to Ashley Lambert, knocking down a 3.
Defenders all over and no problem. Knocked it down from far out.
Urgency beginning to build here for the Knights. They're now behind by 10. 7 to shoot here. Pitt pulls up and knocks down the 2.
Knights not going to go down easy here. Continuing to fight here till the very end. 4 minutes remaining. It's down 49-41.
Pitt now in double figures with 10. And Lambert can't connect from 3. Chance here on the break for the Knights. Here comes Reeves. Lefty layup is good over LaFaro.
Reeves takes advantage of the missed swat at the ball by Esposito. Takes it back the other way, one-on-one, and able to put it up and in.
Just like that, the lead back down to 6. Lambert for Esposito for 3. No good. And the rebound goes to the Knights. Momentum beginning to swing here. Here comes Davis to the rim, and she can't finish the layup.
Would have been huge there if she could finish. Does not fall. It remains a 2-possession game.
That would have made it a 4-point game. The Dolphin lead is still 6. LaFaro wide open. No good. Tipped by Lambert. Rebounded by Masinge. Lambert will try another 3, and that's good.
Huge. Absolutely huge for Lambert. Makes it a 9-point game with under 3 minutes.
Ashley Lambert cashing in with another 3-pointer.
Big basket by Lambert to snap the scoring run for the Knights. Davis feeds it inside, and Reeves throws up a wild shot, but on the follow, Davis converts through the contact and one.
Davis playing hard all evening long, and she will head to the free throw line here.
And how about that last sequence? First, the miss by Reeves, the follow by Davis, that's good. And Davis heads to the line for one more. Right before that, a big basket for the Dolphins by Ashley Lambert. The free throw for Davis was good. The lead back down to 6. Dolphins probably need just a couple more makes in this game, as Johnson was trapped and timeout was called. So with that, we'll take a look at a couple more replays. We saw the Lambert 3. We saw the Davis and 1. Here's the finish by Reeves on the fast break before that Lambert 3. And then one possession before that, we had another make by the Knights, which at the time made it an 8-point game. Here's another look at that make off the Lambert 3. Or I should say, a make by Lambert. I don't believe the make by the Knights is in this replay. It is not. But we can promise you they did follow that basket with a made shot. At the time, that made it an 8-point game. They cut the lead to 6, and that's where the lead stands right now. CSI 52, Queens 46. What do the Dolphins have to do to close this game out?
Well, Joe, I would say the answer is pretty easy. Keep having the open shooter shoot right now. Lambert's knocking all her shots down. Esposito's showing confidence that she can make the shots. LaFaro has made shots all evening long, and when all else fails, throw it to Alarcon in the paint and try to close it out offensively here.
Just under 2.5 to play, and a foul is called as Esposito draws the contact.
And we've been saying it all game long, how strong the defense has been for the Dolphins, and that's something they need to keep up for the final 2:26 in order to win this game as well.
And that is a huge call against Brianna Davis as she picks up her 5th foul.
And she led her team offensively here tonight, so they're certainly going to miss her here the last 2:26 of the game.
Both teams with 3 team fouls. Johnson trying to escape a double team. Gets it to Esposito. Alarcon from Masinge back up top. 8 to shoot. Johnson finds LaFaro. Corner 3. No good. And this building was ready to explode.
Hard to believe that one did not fall, but Esposito forces the Knights, Chelsea Reeves, into a travel.
I'm not sure how that ball didn't go in, Joe. That ball was halfway in the net and came out.
There was once a David Blaine NBA commercial. Is it magic or is it magnets? And they showed him throwing in full court shots, implying there was a magnet in the basket. That last shot by LaFaro was halfway down. Lambert double teamed, in trouble, and is fouled.
Well, we'll see here. Queens is going to start trying to foul to start heading to the Dolphins to the line here.
If you're the Knights, I don't think you want to right now. If you get stopped again, you need to. But it's still a two-possession game. Lambert for Esposito. Alarcon goes to work against McPeak and kicks out. 10 on the shot clock. The Dolphins nearly threw it away, and Esposito gets the floater to go.
Gia Esposito rushes in, lays it in, gives a look to Marquise and takes a picture of her. That's going to be on Instagram later if the Dolphins win this game.
Making something out of nothing.
Somebody's got to do something, and there Esposito did it. Here the Dolphins do a lot, forcing another travel.
Giveaway by the Knights. Here's a look at that last make at the other end by Gia Esposito. Dolphins nearly threw it away. Esposito saved it and then got the floater to go down. Have a feeling you might be having a word with her post-game, Nick.
Well, Joe, there's a lot of worthy candidates for the TLC Player of the Game. I would say she could be one of them for sure.
And Lambert's bank shot goes. With 1 minute to play, the Dolphins now lead by double figures.
Maybe we'll have some multiple interviews after the game. We shall see. Dolphins pouring on right now, offensively and defensively, trying to close this out up 10, under a minute left.
Esposito now has 17. With that last make, Lambert has, I believe that made it 10. It sure does. 10 for Lambert. 13 for LaFaro. Alarcon 1 point short of a double-double.
Media timeout here.
Dolphins getting a nice ovation from the Fanatics seated behind the Dolphins bench. And if you're tuning in for our women's game right now, be sure to stay with us for Game 2 of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. Men's basketball on deck as the Dolphins play what will undoubtedly be their biggest home game in the last 3 seasons, or I should say the last 3 years. Though 3 seasons is accurate. This is our first season of playoff eligibility. So in the last 3 seasons of competition, tonight marks what will undoubtedly be the Dolphins' biggest home game. They take on the Queens College Knights tonight. The winner takes possession of the 6th seed. The loser will have an uphill climb to the playoffs looming. The Knights have 1 extra conference game remaining. The Dolphins, after tonight, have 4 games left on the conference schedule.
Huge game. The tank, you can't see it, but behind us, the stands are absolutely packed. There is not an empty row. I looked before, Joe, there's barely any hot pretzels left. We didn't even start the second game yet, so that's not good for you, but it's good for the Dolphins players here. We're going to have raucous crowd here the last minute here, and all the second game here for the men's basketball game coming up. Approximately, 30 minutes after this game ends, Joe?
I would say that's about accurate. 56.6 remaining in this game. Dolphins lead by 10. The Knights need a basket quickly. And Esposito fouls, but the Dolphins are not yet in the penalty.
It's pretty big that Queens lost Brianna Davis to the foul trouble. I mean, that's been their biggest player.
That was a huge loss for the Knights, no doubt about that. And when they needed offense the most, they did not have their leading scorer out on the floor, despite fouling out with about, 3 minutes remaining, maybe 2.5. Davis already had 19 points, was 4-4 from the line in 31 minutes. Also had 10 rebounds.
Queens College using their last time out here. So we'll see what happens here, but obviously Queens will start fouling on the Dolphins' next possession.
.2 on the clock, 20 on the shot clock.
If you're Queens here, you have to rush off the inbound to put up a shot. You need as much time as possible to come back.
The Knights need to get a shot up immediately, and Reeves will. No good from 3, and the Dolphins have the rebound. That should do it. Only about a 13-second differential between shot and game clock.
You want to get this ball in the hand of your best free throw shooter towards the end of the clock.
I don't think the Knights are going to foul intentionally. Dolphins doing a nice job playing keep away, and the Knights do give a foul. Dolphins with an opportunity to add some points from the line. They lead it by 10 as we were awaiting an announcement on the foul. It never came.
Spoke too soon, Joe.
That was on Farrah Pitt. It's her fourth. Well, it never came ahead of that first free throw. Dolphins in front by 11. Lizzie LaFaro checks back in. Noemi Masinghe to the bench. Pitt will let it roll. She kicks out. Demery for three. Air ball. And Alarcon has the rebound. LaFaro will not shoot. And that will do it. I thought. As the Dolphins throw it away. Layup no good by Pitt. And Alarcon adds another rebound. And Jen Elise will finish just 1 point shy of a double-double. Our final score, CSI 57, Queens 46. We will step aside for just a moment. When we come back, Nick joined on the court by our TLC Physical Therapy Player of the Game. All right, Andrew and I are still at the commentary desk. Our TLC Physical Therapy Players of the Game are being joined on the floor by Nick. We're going to wait a few moments. I don't want to spoil our Players of the Game behind our graphic, but they were signing autographs, so now I have to populate the graphic. But we'll take a minute, and then we'll send it over to Nick out on the floor. But for the Dolphins, a big win in conference play tonight. And in just a moment, we will send it over to Nick out on the floor. We need to frame our camera first, so Nick will take care of that. Nick Bavona, that is. We have some extra help behind the camera tonight. But we'll frame up Nick and our Players of the Game. Lizzie LaFaro and Gia Esposito joining Nick out on the floor.
Very famous in the tank tonight, TLC Physical Therapy, co-players of the game, Gia Esposito, Lizzie LaFaro leading the way with scoring. Afterwards, they come over here for an interview, get rushed on the court by the Holy Rosary team. How did it feel to sign some autographs for the youthful here tonight?
It felt really great. That's never happened to me before, but it's great seeing them look up to us players, because I remember being in their shoes when I went to go to Wagner College games a lot, so it felt really good. All
right, the energy in here tonight was electric from the lineup introduction. The little kids here from Holy Rosary making a lot of noise here. The crowd really filled in here. So how did it feel here tonight playing in front of probably the biggest crowd of the season?
I think home games at CSI are unmatched. We have the best fans in the world, and it's great to see these little girls coming here and supporting us, and I hope we can be a role model for them in the future.
All right, so tonight, both of you, incredible with the scoring. First 15 points of the game for both of you combined here. Both of you got in the zone, got really hot. How do you keep that mentality in your mind from the get-go? If I'm hot, I'm going to keep on shooting and make those baskets.
My teammates, they pick me up. The moment I mess up, they're you got to keep going. It's just that scorer's mentality, knowing no matter what, you get the green light to shoot, you just keep going. And my teammates are really great with helping me on that. So.
All right, so it was a huge win tonight, but what everyone else wants to know on the broadcast is there going to be a huge win in the future? The defending cornhole champs in the ECC right here. So you're going to be running it back.
We're running it back. We're running it back this spring. We're bringing it back for sure.
All right, well, congratulations, Gia and Lizzie, the co-players of the game presented by TLC Physical Therapy. Congrats on the win. Go celebrate with your teammates. Joe, back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Nick. Those are TLC Physical Therapy Players of the Game. Lizzie LaFaro, Gia Esposito. Big win tonight for the Dolphins in conference play as they move one step closer toward locking up a playoff spot. They defeat the Queens College Knights 57-46. Andrew, huge win for the Dolphins, but we have a huge game coming up next as well. Our viewers will want to stay right here.
Absolutely, Joe. And that win for the Dolphins, the women's squad. I mean, you couldn't say it any better. That's huge. No, that's an understatement as far as playoff goes. And everybody contributed for them, offensively, defensively. The defensive side was just tremendous. I mean, only letting one three-pointer go the entire game for Queens College, and the Dolphins win it by 11.
So with that, we wrap up coverage of Game 1 of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. Once again, the Dolphins defeat the Knights 57-46. We have about 21 minutes on the clock, which means that in about 5 or 6 minutes, we're right back on the air. Once again, this is Joe Foreman. I will be joined by Andrew Rotundo and Nick Durst for Game 2 of tonight's East Coast Conference doubleheader. Men's basketball on deck. CSI and Queens coming up after a short break. Tune over to our second stream. You can check that out in our game day story over at CSIDolphins.com, or as always, on the ECC Network app.